Hi everyone and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Want to get ECAT in here nice and early since she wants to go very badly. Okay, are you going to go play? Alright, go have fun. Go have fun on your travels. So let's get right to it because this week is just going to be so crazy. So on the road where nothing good happens, the car exploded and Morgan was right there next to it, and Jason runs to him, but he can't find him. Like, what has happened? He finds his phone though. He goes back to his car and he calls the police, and he says he thinks the driver is trapped inside because apparently the car went flying over the cliff into the river. So if it wasn't bad enough, it exploded and flew. So the fire department arrives and Morgan is either in the car or in the river, and neither are good options. So at the floating rib, Molly asks what's going on with TJ's face since he was punched. Morgan did punch him. I kind of did forget to mention that because at the time I was cooking mac and cheese and I was taking notes and watching my water and getting franticated, and it just kind of fell through the cracks. But I do want to confirm that yes, Morgan did in fact punch him. So, where was I? So Julian is told that his car was stolen and he's not happy, and he calls the police to report a stolen car, and he knows they're going to drag their feet on it. So Molly and TJ see Julian and they're like, you know what, we're not going to leave just because he's here because we don't want him to have that power over us. So and Julian is whining about the police not being there yet. And then Dante shows up. So Julian and his employee, I don't even know his name to be quite honest with you, give Dante all the information, and how the keys were left in there. And Julian feels Sunny did this to harass him because Sunny has nothing better to do. And Dante's like, hey, sounds good. I'll go talk to people. So Molly and TJ approach him, and TJ asks to talk outside because he thinks he knows who took it. Morgan. So Julian thinks Dante's just chilling with Molly and TJ, and his associate thinks they're lucky if Sunny just took the car and not his life. And I was like, I like this guy. Keep him around. So Dante alerts the station and tells them to take it easy on this thief because it is Morgan who took the car. And then Dante gets a call from Jason to get to Angel's Bluff, and it's about Morgan. So TJ and Molly come back in, and Julian immediately confronts them, and Molly throws the Alexis stuff in his face. And when Julian asks if Dante's still out there, they say that he got a call and left, and he asked if it was about his car, and TJ goes, doubt it, it seemed important. I love TJ. Keep him around. So Julian and this other guy, they track the GPS on his car, and it stopped. It's not transmitting anymore, but they can see the last place it transmitted from, and Julian's gonna go check it out alone and fires the guy. Can't say I blame him. Back on the road, Dante arrives and asks where Morgan is. Jason says he was there, and then he wasn't. He runs through the whole events of the night, and that the car door, it just exploded when it opened, and the car went over the cliff, and Morgan probably went over with it because there's really no other way it could have happened. And Dante's literally beside himself. I think he kind of figured out what happened. He's crying, and he's super affected. He's surprised. I know that's his brother and everything, but I don't know. It seemed to affect him a lot more than I expected it to. But maybe just because I'm cynical. At Sunny's, Kiki calls Morgan and has to talk to him. At the Metro Court, that was real fast. Sunny believes everything's gonna be okay, and Sunny tells Carly about the church and Monroe, and she still hears him using terms that confused against him in a court of law, but she can hear what he's not saying, and that makes her very, very happy. So Nell runs into Carly and has good news. She got 4 VIP tickets for Shawn Mendes, and then Kiki comes in. And I'm sorry, for all this talk about Shawn Mendes, we better be seeing Shawn Mendes. I've actually never seen Shawn Mendes. I know his song, but I've actually never physically seen him in person or in the television. So, maybe it'd be fun to see him. So Kiki comes in, and she tells them she's trying to reach Morgan. Carly's been trying to reach Morgan. They kind of thought he was with the other one. And Nell is looking on because she knows a lot more information than any of them do. And Carly can tell something's wrong with Kiki. So she says they had a misunderstanding before, and he's probably headed to the music festival they're supposed to go to. And they're all going to keep an eye out for him. And Sunny and Carly leave. And Nell tells Kiki she saw Morgan at the floating rib and he was in bad shape. So she, as delicately as possible, tells Kiki that Morgan thinks they're breaking up, and Kiki asks if Morgan mentioned Dylan, and Nell says she's not sure, and Kiki says Morgan overheard her leaving a message for Dylan and, you know, kind of freaked out. And Nell tries to comfort Kiki. And then when Kiki leaves, Nell says to herself, "You think it's hard on you, princess? It's a hell of a lot harder on Morgan." So Nell has an edge. Confirmed. So also at the Metro Court, Finn and Hayden are having dinner with Tracy, and they tell her about the hospital being for sale. So she thinks they're mistaken, but then they mention Fred Gray, and Tracy said that Tracy should know about this, and Lucy Coe is involved, and there's a plan to build a newer hospital, but not until the old one is turned into luxury suites. And they said that he was looking at it on behalf of someone else. So then, after Tracy leaves, Finn tells Hayden about a potential breakthrough, and then Hayden thinks Tracy will squash the sale, and he'll go back to work and find a cure, and he gets a page, but it's for his meds. It's not like someone else. So I guess it was just a timer. For someone who lived at the very end of, oh, that's so scary, the end of the realm of pagers. I sure do mention pagers a lot. Okay, do you want to finish it like this? It's very Halloween-y. My light just ran out of battery. Alright, so let's finish this up. So he leaves to take his meds, and Nell brings over a drink from a guy in a suit with a business card named Evan Lloyd for Hayden. Sorry, I should mention that. And he's the president of some financial institution. Back at Floating Rib, Julian tells Kiki to break up with Morgan tonight. That won't seem suspicious later on. Back at Sunny's, Carly and Sunny have wine. She says she was scared with the road he was going down. Oh, bad pun. So she kept thinking about their wedding day, and she was there, like, right in that room when she found out Sunny was shot, and she can still picture walking in the door and knowing something was horribly wrong, and I'm like, oh, it's about to happen again, but Carly gets a text from the hotel, and there's a small emergency, and she has to head there right now. At Crimson, Dylan thinks about Kiki and about their reunion soon, and that they're finally going to have their chance. Tracy comes to visit Dylan. He says he's okay, something great happened, he and Kiki finally decided to be together. So Tracy has concerns about Morgan, and Dylan says, look, I can handle that, I just want to focus on me and Kiki. And Tracy says she will welcome her if she makes Dylan happy, because she's kind of humbled when it comes to her judge of character because of Paul, and by the way, they may lose the hospital forever. And now end scene. So Finn returns to the table, and she shows him the champagne and the card that Nell brought over from that guy at the suit, with the suit, and he looks through it, and like he's like literally through the business card, and he's not impressed with the card stock. And she says she's thinking about calling him for a date, and I was like, well, I was thinking a job, but I think she's just trying to get Finn to like figure out if he wants to be with her or not. Tracy will fight the sale of the hospital, and Dylan wonders if he ever knew Paul at all. And then they hug, and they're trying to deal with the aftermath of Paul, basically. Kiki calls Morgan again. She needs to talk to him. She knows she hurt him, and she says she's so sorry. TJ worries about Morgan. Why did it have to be Julian's car? And he and Molly know that Julian won't let this go. And I'm like, darling, that is the least of their problems right now. Julian arrives at the scene. He sees the wreckage, and Dante says he witnessed, what did I say? Dante says the car exploded, basically. So Carly's at the hotel and Sunny's at the house. Jason arrives at the house with his hand bandaged and looking like a mess, and he says this is about Morgan. So, not good. Not good at all, if I do say so myself. This week is going to be absolutely crazy. I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital. Probably around the same... No, a little later, because today, like, I watched half of it before I went to work, but I won't have a chance to do that tomorrow. But we will see, and I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital. I hope you have a great day. Bye!